Hey, Rustin and Tustin peeps. Hey, what's going on? Anthony Nitz here with eXp Realty. Hey, here in quarantine in North Tustin. Boo! That's good. It's getting old, man. Quarantine is getting a little bit old, but you know what? Surprisingly enough, there's a lot of real estate activity going on. Let me show you. My screen I'm looking at is over here, so I'm not ignoring you, but let's take a look. So if I go in here and I put in I'm just going to put zip codes here. They're 92780, 82 for Tustin Ranch, and 92705. And if we take a look at properties that are active, and actually I'm just going to show you properties that are just active that came on in the last 14 days. Today is the 14th, so April 14th. So let's look at just the last 14 days because I want you to see really what's going on here, because there's definitely some activity happening here. Let's look at properties that are pending just over the last 14 days also, and see what's going on, because I think you're going to be surprised. We'll look at properties that have closed again just in the last 14 days. That's all I want to see. What's happening in April, because you know, all March, first half of March was a little soft on the whole quarantine thing, and then it got, you know, stay-at-home orders, and then we got kind of the nobody can do anything, and the toilet paper pandemic of 2020, and all this good stuff. And now we're into April, and it's kind of like everybody just stay at home and do nothing, right? And but you're going to be surprised when you see this. But let's take a look at that, and then we'll come back later and look at the expired, cancel, hold, withdrawn. And so if we take a look at all this, we still got 57 results. 57 results of all these properties that are currently active and under and pending and all that stuff. So in the last 14 days, we've had, let's see, 12 properties that have come on the market. So you can see days on market over here. I'll click off that so you can actually see it, but 3 days, 5 days, 4 days, 5 days. This one is actually on the market for a while before that. It was relisted, looks like. 12 days, 12 days, okay. And so, you know, so there are people putting houses on the market, but then you go, okay, well, great. Well, what good is that? If we're stay at home, quarantine, we can't go out and look at houses. How are houses getting sold? Well, let's take a look. So these properties here, the U's and the P's. So U stands for under contract, and then P stands for pending. It's the same thing, really. If we take a look at this, you know, you're going to see that, you know, we've got 15 properties just in the last 14 days that have gone under contract. Okay. And so people are buying. And then if you take a look at the days on market, so this is the encouraging part, is that you've got properties that just came out that were on the market for 13 days before they went pending. And you can come over here and look at the date on this column here that says that's kind of the date that the status changed in the multiple listing service. April 3rd is when it went under contract. It was on the market for 19 days prior to that. Okay. So somewhere mid-March is when that property came on the market. This one was 28 days. You go down here, you've got this one. It came out on the 6th, but it was only on the market for 12 days before it went under contract. So it means it came out in the last week of March, roughly, you know. 18 days, 4 days. This one was on the market for 4 days before it sold, and it was and it just went under contract on the 11th, just 3 days ago. So what does that mean? It was put on the market just before that. And this one was April 13th is when it went under contract. Before that, it was on the market for 13 days. So you can see that there's still a lot of activity happening. And if you take a look at this here, these are the solds. Let's look at these. I'm going to kind of highlight these. I hope you guys can see this okay. But, you know, again, if we're looking at properties that went into a closed status, okay, these are all sold properties in Tustin, North Tustin, Tustin Ranch. Okay, this one was on the market for 9 days and went into a closed status on April 7th. Okay, these all went on all in the last 15 days, went into a closed status. This one was on the market for 0 days. 0 days. They had a buyer lined up for that one for sure. 10 days, 12 days, 6 days, 1 day, 4 days, 7 days. Folks, you know, properties are selling. Properties are selling here in Tustin. So, you know, if you want to go check out and see what properties are active and you want to keep track of it yourself, you want to see what's happening and get little notifications, go to TustinHouses.com, TustinHouses.com, and just hit save the search. It'll come up with all the Tustin properties. And look, after you look at a few different properties, it'll prompt you. It'll say, okay, if you want to continue, put your information. Go ahead. I'm not, it only goes to me. I'm not going to bother you. Trust me. I'm not going to keep hounding you and stuff. You'll get a email or something from my system from time to time saying, hey, search for some more properties. And of course, we'd love to help you, but go there, put your information, look, and then you can get up to date. And our system is connected directly to the MLS, so the information is pretty darn current, as opposed to some of the other bigger websites that are more of a national type of aggregation of the MLS and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, if you love Rustin and Tustin just as much as I do, phew, you know, I've been here for a long, long time and I love this place. Then you know, keep up on what's going on and we'll get through this. I'm going to give you real quick my little prediction. I believe that, you know, so in what was it, LA County or Riverside County, they extended the stay-at-home order till May 15th. Okay, so we're still a month away from May 15th. And while there's a lot of people who have filed for unemployment, we don't know if they're going to have jobs to go back to when that all ends, right? It may be new jobs, maybe different jobs. But I fully believe that when this comes up, the market is going to pop. Okay, and when I say that, I don't mean pop in a bad way. I mean it pop is in the sense that there's going to be a lot of people putting their houses on the market, because actually, if we go back here and we say, you know, let's look at in oops, come on, let's take out these, the actives, the pending and the closed, and let's put expired, canceled, hold, and withdrawn. And I'm going to do expired just in the last 14 days also. And then canceled just in the last 14 days. Withdrawn and hold, those will be just sitting there because they've been in that status regardless of the number of days. So we got 47 properties that are like that. So what that means, so if we're looking at expired, there's only 2 properties that expired. They were on the market. They had it listed. Those, they didn't sell for whatever reason. You know, oftentimes it's price or some other unknown factor, but they expire. They come off the market. But you've got all of these properties here with a K. Those are canceled. Okay. And then you've got all the properties with an H, which are hold, and then withdrawn. They kind of mean something different. It doesn't really matter for our purposes here today. But I am going to bet, based on looking at the number of days that a lot of these are on the market, that they're acting out of fear of the market, of what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. And we don't know if we want people looking at our house. And we're afraid the market's going to crash, and, you know, fill in the blank, whatever it is. And when they do that, you know, they wanted to sell, but they're taken off the market. But take a look at some of these things. They were on the market for 2 days and then they canceled. 2 days. They were on the market for 9 days and then they canceled. These guys 5 days. These guys 8 days. These guys 2 days. 0 days. So this one came on the market. Hold. This one might just be because it's getting entered into the MLS. 20 days, 28, you know. I mean, it's some of them longer, of course. But yeah, 9 days, 2 days. Okay. So you can see a lot of people, they kind of put it on the market like, oh, should we put it on the market now and let's see? Oh, it didn't work. Oh, we're afraid. Oh, something's going on. But listen, there are protocols that you can follow to get homes sold. You know, we're selling houses completely virtual. Like I mentioned before, we're we're the only fully virtual company in the entire United States that I know of. And I mean fully virtual. I'll be happy to give you a demonstration if you're curious. So, anyways, go to tustinhouses.com. Check out those listings if you want to see them. If not, then keep an eye out for our future posts. Take care.